Join me as I do an in-person color analysis on the fly with my dear friend Gala. Say hi, Gala. In Gorgona, Panama. We're overlooking the mountains here. The beach is over there, and I'm gonna help Gala sparkle all the way. Gala, where can my audience find you on TikTok?
I'm Dr. Gala Gorman, and I'm a licensed acupuncturist, naturopath, and author of What's Your Kryptonite?
I'll tag Gala's account below. Prior to hitting record on this video, I did do an in-person color analysis on Gala, and I know her color analysis results, and I'm gonna share with you a snapshot of the in-person color analysis process.
And you're in for a surprise, probably like I was.
In this video, I'm only going to show you this snapshot of the process in the interest of time. So here's a look at a cool gray versus a warm brown on Gala. So take in what you're seeing on the screen here. Now here's screenshots of that side by side. Can you see that the gray is out of harmony with her skin? You're more inclined to look at her face in the brown. Face is more lifted, smoother, her skin coloring's more even, you're more inclined to focus on her eyes. Gala leans warm. You can also pause this video right now to see what this looks like virtually. The next set of colors I'm looking at is a true summer, so fully cool undertone color on her, which is a pink. And then we're going to move on to look at the transition to color comparison used for true spring. This color is a fully warm undertone. Here's a side by side of that. On the summer side, her skin goes shadowed. There's increased redness, unsmooth skin, heavy at the jawline. Whereas on the true spring side, she's lifted. Her skin is bright, smooth, and even. And it's really hard to look away from her face. You can pause this video to look at this virtually as well. When all the color analysis checks and steps were completed on Gala, she ended up having a fully warm skin undertone and being a true spring.
If you would have asked me, I would have definitely not thought that that was what the result was going to be. It's really interesting because I could definitely see what you were pointing out, Carol, and was shocked myself because all the colors that really made me look a little honestly older. As I've started to age, I've noticed that my skin just really needs all the help it can get to sort of perk me up. And so I noticed with the color palette that I'm really accustomed to wearing, it was definitely weighing me down and making my face look just really aged.
Yay, true spring!
I'm recording this video segment one day later to add on additional thoughts and observances of the analysis of Gala. The first thought and observance I want to share is that Gala didn't have historical pictures to share with me prior to her color analysis. And so I asked her for a description, though, of her natural hair color around the age of 17 to 20, of which she described it as a medium ash brown. And so to me, when I hear that, I just think to myself, okay, it was in a brown range and she didn't see obvious warmth. That's how I translate it, because I find many people who are actually in one of the warm, fully warm palettes, that is, describe their hair color as having ash qualities to it. I've just learned to translate that to, okay, they didn't see obvious warmth. The second post-analysis thought, and Gala touched upon this in the video, was her surprise. When I do virtual color analysis, I don't get to see on the other end the client's reaction when they receive results. And if they book a post-analysis consult, usually there's some time in between receiving the result and the actual consult, so the person would have had time to process their result and play around. And so what I observed in Gala afterwards was her just running through her mind her existing wardrobe, which primarily leaned summer, or does lean summer. She was really focused on her hair color because she has been coloring it in a cool ash range for quite some time and uses a purple shampoo often to keep it in a really cool ash range. So her mind was, in a bit of a spiral, for lack of better words. Like, she wasn't out of control by any means, but I could tell it was on her mind about, okay, I got some things to do to transition over to the True Spring palette. And the first priority, it appeared, was that she wanted to change her hair color, which usually is the way I suggest going first, is because your hair color frames 3 sides of your face, and there's only so much down here can do if 3 sides of your face are highlighted or surrounded by a hair color that is out of harmony with your coloring. So given also Gala has started to get some natural gray in her hair, she was really thinking about gray blending considerations. Recap some of the things I've shared prior is really, there's 2 options in my mind, is go back to your natural around the age of 20, and for Gala it would have been I would be suggesting, if she's coloring her hair, like a medium warm brown range, or just wear your existing natural, because if she was to wear her True Spring colors even with her natural hair currently, it would bring out vibrancy out in her natural hair color. If I was to flip to a color analysis textbook answer, it would suggest Gala go back to her natural hair color around the age of 20 range. But that wouldn't be low maintenance, and she wants low maintenance hair. So I, in her case, would suggest going to her natural over coloring her hair. When I say her natural, I mean her current natural. And so, sometimes you gotta factor in you in your hair color decision, and particularly when you've gone or starting to go gray, because low maintenance hair and hair color that gives out your optimal vibrancy may be 2 different hair colors, and quite often is 2 different hair colors. You have to decide your priority in this, and only you can answer that question. You have to factor in your lifestyle, budget, personality, things like that. I will also say, because I've known Gala for a while, is that going into this as well, I was thinking she was a true summer because I had been seeing her with her cool ash hair for so long, and her primarily wearing summer colors. And the color analysis process doesn't lie though, and I had to sort of, in my mind during the process, go, oh my goodness, I was completely wrong in all this. Because once I pulled back her colored hair out of the equation and got her draped in white, I was completely seeing a different thing.